Hello and welcome. Live from Channels Television's global headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria, you're watching Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iwiwu, and today our focus will be on the northwestern region. But before we get into that, let's have a snippet of our top stories making the rounds at the moment. Justice Halilu Yusuf of the Federal Capital Territory High Court has ordered a non-governmental organization, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, to pay the sum of 100 million naira to two operatives of the Department of State Service for unjustly defaming them in some publications. The court also ordered SERAP to tender public apologies to the defamed officers Sarah John and Gabriel Ogundele in two national newspapers, two television stations, and its website and Twitter handle. The organization is also to pay the two operatives the sum of 1 million naira as cost of litigation and 10% post-judgment interest annually on the judgment sum until it's fully liquidated. Justice Halilu gave the order while delivering judgment in a 5.5 billion naira defamation suit instituted against SERAP. The judge found SERAP liable for unjustly defaming the two operatives with allegations that they unlawfully invaded its Abuja office, harassed, intimidated its officials in September 2024. The publication on its website and Twitter handle, SERAP alleged that the two operatives unlawfully invaded and occupied its office with sinister motives. The judge held that the publication was in bad taste, especially from an organization established to promote transparency and accountability, as nothing in the publication was true. Once again, the political landscape is witnessing sweeping changes as several defections have been announced on the floor of the House of Representatives. During plenary today, it was made known that no fewer than 17 members of the Green Chamber have left the African Democratic Congress, ADC, to join the Nigerian Democratic Congress, NDC. The names include Yusuf Dati, Uchenna Okonkwo, Adamu Wakili, Thaddeus Atta, George Ozondinobi, Lilian Orogbo, Oluwaseyi Showumi, Peter Anyekwe, Mukhtar Zakari, and George Oluwande. Others are Murphy Omori, Munachim Umezurike, Emeka Idu, Jesse Onokalusi, Ifeanyi Uzoku, Afam Ogene, and Abdulakim Ado. Only Leke Abejide defected to the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC. Off in Sokoto State, where the Nigeria Democratic Congress in the state has elected new state party executives through consensus and affirmation in a peaceful and well-attended state congress held at the party state secretariat. The newly elected chairman, Sani Bello Yabo, described the process as credible, transparent, and acceptable by all members, as described the arrival of Peter Obi and Rabiu Kwankwaso into the party as boosting the party's chance of taking over leadership of the country. He said the APC government in Sokoto has failed to address the numerous challenges facing the state, and the NDC is working towards sacking the APC-led government in Sokoto State. The party leadership in Sokoto was all-encompassing, with representatives of the persons living with disability and other interests captured, as Sani Bello Yabo, the party chairman, will work Hajia Bilikisu Abubakar as the stateswoman leader. Bello Ibn Labaran is the party secretary, among other party executives.
We intend to invest more in education, in the security, because by the time you look at some of the local government in our areas, they are under a lot of security crisis. And government is not doing almost the desired in order to protect the lives and properties of the citizens. So we assure them we'll do our best to ensure that every life is protected and every property is protected in the state.
I think it's very clear. The government has been in power for the past 3.5 months or so, to say. But considering the amount of investment made in the state, we don't believe that there is up to 10% of what has been invested in the state that we can see currently within the state. And the project that we see state government embarking on, they are not people-driven projects. They are not people that impacted into people's. They are not projects that impacted into people's life. So if you are to rate the government, you're really going to rate the government very poorly in terms of the performance, which is a major advantage for us because we have a very good plan. We have good agendas which we believe if we are successful in the next coming election, we are going to change Sokoto State entirely.
Still talking politics, a former deputy governor of Kano State, Aminu Gwazo, has resigned from the African Democratic Congress, citing shifts in political environment. Mr. Gwazo confirmed his exit in a letter dated May 1, 2026, addressed to the party chairman in Gwazo local government area. He stated that the resignation takes effect immediately. He pointed to recent developments in the political space as a key factor behind his move. Mr. Gwazo added that his action was guided by his commitments to public service and good governance. He also expressed appreciation to the party leadership and members for their support during his time in the ADC. Mr. Gwazo did not reveal his next political step. There are speculations that his move may be linked to ongoing political alignments ahead of the 2027 general elections. And now, as the APC prepares for its primary elections, communities across Kebbi South Senatorial District Zone continue to demand credible candidates with grassroots support rather than consensus arrangements. Residents of Kebbi South Senatorial Districts, comprising Zuru and Yari Emirates, have called on the All Progressives Congress to respect the will of the people as it prepares for primary elections in the zone. They expressed concern that the district has suffered poor representation in recent years, while acknowledging that the tenure of Senator Bala Naala recorded notable progress. They argue that the current representation has slowed developments in the area. Participants urged APC leadership to consider the plight of the people, warning that imposing candidates through automatic tickets could worsen existing challenges such as banditry and underdevelopment.
Candidates for each political party, each political office, to be careful of and be mindful of the fact that one, they need to have someone that has the people of his mind at heart. We need somebody that has the people at heart. Not you giving us money. It's not about money. And secondly, with that, again, we need someone that will give us, that will we need peace. Whatever we need to do in this country, in Kebbi South, particularly of each of insecurity, so we should not be seen to be shooting the bull by the horn. So we need people that can adequately address our issues. People that knows actually what we are going through.
The people of Zuru and Yauri, who are virtually Kebbi South Federal Senatorial District, are comfortable with the work they have done while he was senator, and we are anticipating that he will continue with such good works when he comes back in 2027. We also believe that from the number of people who see here, this is just a voluntary invitation for everybody to come. And you can see that people have volunteered to donate things. Outside you can see bags of corn donated by people who are peasant farmers to show love to Malana Allah to come back and occupy the senatorial seat of Kebbi South and the Senate.
The Kebbi State Police Command has arrested 47 suspects for violent crimes and recovered arms, ammunition and stolen property in a statewide operation. Commissioner of Police Umar Hadeja said that the arrests followed intensified intelligence-led patrols and strong collaboration with security agencies. He assured since he assumed office in January 2026, the operations target banditry, cattle rustling, and motorcycle snatching, including suspected Lakurawa elements along border areas. Key arrests include 2 suspected bandits nabbed on April 29th along Benameirara Road with 36 rounds of ammunition, a magazine, a motorcycle, and 264,000 naira in cash. On May 1st and 2nd, the police foiled motorcycle snatching attempts in separate operations, arresting 3 suspects and rescuing victims. The police officer added that between January and May 2026, the command recovered AK-47 rifles, locally fabricated weapons, revolvers, pistols, and over 1,200 rounds of ammunition. He assured that efforts will be sustained to secure Kebbi State.
On 29th of April 2026, at about 16:00 hours, that is 4 p.m., our police mobile officers on routine patrol along Bena Merere Road intercepted and arrested 2 suspect bandits. One Ali Husseini, 23 years old, and an indigenous of Niger State, and one Sana Abubakar, 28 years old, of Nasarawa Burkulu, Anka local government area of Zamfara State. They were intercepted while riding a brand new Bajaj motorcycle, and during such, a cash of 264,000 naira was recovered from them, 9 memory cards, 4 SIM cards, and an Android phones, and 1 keypad phone. Both suspects, during interrogation, they have confessed to be terrorizing the villages along the axis between Bena and the Zamfara State borders.
The governor of Jigawa State, Umar Namadi, says his administration will expand aquaculture investment to increase fish production and improve livelihoods across the state. He made this known at the 2026 Kalagwai Fishing Festival held at the Kalagwai Barrage waterfront. Our correspondent Sadiq Eliasu reports.
It was a colorful display of culture and commerce as fishermen, farmers, community leaders, and stakeholders gathered for the 2026 Kalgwai Fishing Festival. Addressing participants, Governor Umar Namadi said the festival serves as more than a traditional event, but a strategic platform to drive fisheries development in the state.
It is a bold initiative to ensure that fisheries development receive the highest priority in our state. In fact, our focus is then to the entire aquaculture sector, while we plan to significantly increase investment, foster innovation, and promote sustainable practices.
The governor said the government has restocked water bodies, produced millions of fingerlings, and supported fishermen with training and modern equipment.
As we gather to celebrate today, let us reflect on the significance of unity, peaceful coexistence, and respect our cherished traditions. This festival provides a valuable opportunity to strengthen our Commonwealth bond and proudly display the vibrant cultural heritage of Kalgal community to the entire world.
Earlier, the Commissioner for Livestock Development, Professor Abdurrahman Salim, described the festival as a key driver of food security and economic growth.
Today, Jigawa State is endowed with over 243 water bodies, including rivers, reservoirs, and act dams, all rich in commercial variable fish species. These natural resources are not just ecological assets, they are vital engine of employment, nutrition, and income for thousands of youth in our dear state.
The festival, first introduced in 2003 and recently revived, also promotes unity among communities. Highlights included presentation of gifts to winners and distribution of wheelchairs to persons living with disabilities. Sadiq Ilyasu, Channels Television News.
You're watching Newsroom series on Channels Television. Right after this break, we head over to Katsina State, where the governor has commissioned some model schools. Details when we come back. Stay with us. Welcome back. The Kaduna State government has taken a significant step towards restoring peace and stability across its 23 local government areas with the inauguration of a disarmament, demobilization, reintegration, peace and security committee. Inaugurating the committee, Governor Ubasani said the initiative is designed to address insecurity and promote long-term reconciliation, especially following gains recorded through the administration's non-kinetic peace approach.
For over a decade, Kaduna State made headlines, largely due to persistent banditry and kidnappings. However, since the assumption of office by Governor Ubasani in 2023, the security situation has shown signs of improvement. In a move to consolidate these gains, the state government has established the Disarmament, Demobilization and Reintegration Committee to tackle lingering security challenges. The director, Preventing and Countering Violent Extremism at the National Counterterrorism Center, Abimbola Wonosiku, describes the committee as a milestone, as Kaduna is the first sub-national entity in the country to establish such a committee.
Every state is required to set up state-level DDR Peace and Security Committee to serve as delivery and implementation units. The establishment of this committee is not merely a bureaucratic exercise. It is a bold and practical step towards addressing the root cause of insecurity. It is a known fact that DDR is a globally recognized strategy for transforming conflict into peace by removing arms from circulation, dismantling violent structures, and reintegrated affected individuals back into the society. We are laying the foundation for reconciliation, healing, and long-term stability.
Other stakeholders commend the initiative, expressing optimism that it will strengthen ongoing peace-building efforts.
Globally, DDR has been seen as the only approach for breaking the cycle of violence, and then the further peace-building process will follow. We want to once again say that we will continue to support the committee. We will continue to work very closely, whatever technical needs that there are for the committee to do their jobs. The National Counterterrorism Center, particularly also the experts working with the center, will be on hand to continue to support the committee. And the committee is a state-based committee. It will do its work based on the state priorities and how the state wants to carry on with its peace approach.
It is never easy. Those of us who have been navigating through this problem of insecurity, for Kaduna State to reach up to this level, you have set the pace, you have you have developed a robust model that many states will key in. So let me sincerely appreciate you and appreciate the good people of Kaduna State. I pray that we'll all navigate, we'll all have a peaceful Northwest and Nigeria in general.
Governor Sani expresses confidence that the committee will deliver tangible results and improve security across the state, pledging strong political will to ensure its success. He also outlines the committee's key responsibilities, which include coordinating disarmament processes, facilitating the reintegration of affected individuals, and promoting peaceful coexistence.
It is with this broader framework that today's inauguration must be situated. The DDR committee we are inaugurating is not an abstract construct. It is a practical mechanism for consolidating gains, managing transitions, and preventing relapse into conflicts. Its mandate is both strategic and operational to identify and profile individuals as exiting violence, to design pathways for their rehabilitation through skills development, psychosocial support, and structured reintegration, and to ensure that these processes strengthen rather than undermines.
The inauguration comes amid ongoing efforts by the Kaduna State government to curb banditry and communal clashes that have affected several communities in recent years.
The Executive Secretary of the Katsina State Primary Healthcare Agency, Dr. Samsuddin Yahaya, has expressed concern over persistent non-compliance in some communities during the March 2026 polio immunization campaign conducted across the state's 34 local government areas. According to Mr. Yahaya, several eligible children were mixed during the exercise due to absenteeism, weak follow-up mechanisms, and gaps in data reporting and real-time tracking. Mr. Yahaya was speaking during the mass mobilization dialogue with journalists, social media influencers, reporters, and NYC core members ahead of the 2026 April-May immunization campaign. He revealed that despite the challenges, the campaign recorded significant progress, with 2,954,362 children aged 0 to 59 months vaccinated, representing about 95% coverage across the state. He added that the exercise deployed a combination of house-to-house visits, fixed posts, and special intervention teams to reach children in all local government areas, wards, and settlements. He emphasized the need for stronger community engagement and localized messaging, calling on media practitioners and stakeholders to play a critical role in promoting accurate, timely, and culturally sensitive information, particularly in underserved and resistant communities.
I'm pleased to share that over 2,954,362 children were reached and vaccinated. The campaign covered all LGAs, wards, and settlements with a combination of house-to-house, fixed post, and special team strategies. However, despite this achievement, we also identified some key challenges, which include persistent non-compliance in some communities, missed children due to absence or poor follow-up systems, gaps in data reporting and real-time tracking, need for stronger community engagement and localized messaging. These lessons are not setbacks, they are opportunities for us to improve and do better.
In Katsina State, there's a boost to education in the state following another milestone in its education sector with the commissioning of the Rada Model Smart School, a landmark project and one of the signature achievements of Governor Diko Rada's administration. The model school is one of 3 smart schools established by the state government under its broader agenda to modernize the education system and promote digital learning across Katsina State. It's specifically designed to cater to talented and gifted pupils, particularly those from underprivileged and disadvantaged backgrounds, by providing access to quality education, modern learning tools, and a supportive environment aimed at nurturing future leaders. The project is described as a transformative investment in the education sector aimed at repositioning learning outcomes in the state.
The model school will not merely replicate what already exists. It will raise the bar. Students will compete for admission here. All students you see in this school, they have sat for examination and they are here based on merit, not because they know the governor or they know the commissioner. 1,000 of Katsina brightest and the most motivated young minds will call this a campus home. They will sleep here, study here, play here, and grow here. This school is free for every child that comes into the school. For too long in Nigeria, access to quality education has been a privilege to the wealthy. For too long, the child whose father has money has had a head start of a child of a poor could never close. Today we begin to close that gap. All the children you see here are children that came from a poor background, are children which represent 361 wards of our state. They were all given opportunity to participate and to be part of this school.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has inaugurated a 7-member task force in Kano State to tackle the circulation of fake, counterfeit, and unwholesome food products and drugs. The chairman of the Federal Task Force, Dr. Martins Uliyomade, charged members of the task force to carry out their responsibilities with diligence and commitment.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control is partnering with the Kano State government to tackle the manufacture, importation, and distribution of substandard and falsified products.
It's strictly under your supervision. So nobody should sell in a place not approved so that we can monitor what people are giving out to our people.
The partnership led to the establishment of a 7-member task force in Kano State to tackle the circulation of fake, counterfeit, and unwholesome food products and drugs.
As a member of the State Task Force on counterfeit and fake drugs and unwholesome processed foods.
The move comes amid growing concerns over the rising rate of drug abuse and the proliferation of counterfeit and substandard food and pharmaceutical products, particularly among young people in the state.
The inauguration of the task force, which we witnessed today, cannot come at a better time than now. It's timely, and the government, when the government is worried, the society is worried, parents are worried, everybody is worried. It's trying to become a norm, drug addiction in Kano. But now that we have men and women of honor, of integrity, of commitment, I think we are going to address the issue squarely.
The task force comprises representatives from NAFDAC, the Nigerian Police Force, the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, and other key stakeholders. Meanwhile, the Director of Investigation and Enforcement at NAFDAC, who is the chairman of the Federal Task Force on Counterfeit and Fake Drugs, expressed optimism that the task force will deliver tangible results in sanitizing the pharmaceutical and food sectors within a short period.
Okay, what's going to be new in this particular one is the integrity that is going to be brought in, is the intensity, is the intentionality, and is the approach that we're going to use to make sure that substandard medicines and unwholesome foods, the incidence of it in Kano is reduced to the barest minimum. We thank God that we have the support of the state government, who is very necessary in this fight, and the resolve also of the newly constituted committee, and also with the support of the Federal Task Force members, everybody here, is going to be a different ballgame this time.
According to the agency, Kano State ranks high among states with high cases of drug abuse and counterfeit goods, and authorities are expressing determination to leave no stone unturned in tackling the problem and ensuring a safer environment for residents.
And that's where we'll drop the anchor on this edition of Newsroom Series. For updates, kindly visit our website. That's www.channelstv.com. I'm Dominic Iwibu. Enjoy the rest of your day.